There we go. In the boat today. So I've had some people reach out and ask about bar crossings, and I actually wanted to do it in the last video and I didn't have a chance to kind of show my pathway out of the Tillamook Bar over by the north side of the jetty. And so I thought I would kind of show everybody what I'm doing, and hopefully that can help you out, because some people don't really know when to go, what time to go, what to look for, and then how to safely get in and out. So I'll kind of show what I do, and full disclosure, like it's up to each captain to determine what's safe for their boat. So this is just my opinions and how I do my crossings. That doesn't mean that that's how everyone should do it. There's a lot of resources online on how to do it correctly, and really it's just experience. Go with an angler that knows what they're doing, that can show you the things to look for, how to be safe. And you can always call the Coast Guard as well and ask for bar reports, and they'll respond back to you. There's some other good literature called the Rule of 12s that kind of talks about the amount of water that slides out during a tide, and really you do not want to be crossing a bar on an ebb tide. I know some people do it, but it's really dangerous, and you can tip your boat over or get into a sticky situation where you can get scared and panic and make bad decisions that can put you and your crew in danger. So here's the Tillamook Bar out here. This is where you launch in Garibald, back here. So follow the channel markers out, stay between them. You want to stay between the green and the red going out. You want to stay left of the green, right of the red. That's where the channel is, and you won't hit anything, because there are little things down here, little structure points that you can run into. So just a little side note. But once you follow that, I come out to here. This is kind of in the middle of the bay, and don't mind all these points. Those are just spots where I like to crab. So I come out here to the north side of the jetty, and here's where like the tips are at, and over here is like where the Coast Guard tower's at. So I like to come out on the right side and stay pretty close to the jetty, but not too close, because it gets pretty shallow right in here. So I'm in that like 30-foot depth of water. Come out here heading west, and I come out to where the red can is and the end of the jetty. Now the end of the north jetty has a sunken part that you can't see that kind of extends out, so make sure that you're going further out than what you would think. Just because you get around the jetty doesn't mean you should just start cutting across. You can see one of my pathways there is kind of close. I usually come out on this side, and usually about the halfway point between the red can that you'll see out there and the right. So right about here is where I like to turn, in between the jetty and the red buoy.
Halfway in between the jetty and the buoy?
Yeah, copy.
Alright, copy that.
Normally go out the south side because it's shallow over there, and there's a lot of breakers, and the south jetty is damaged, and so the waves really stand up. especially on an ebb tide, like I was saying earlier. You don't want to really cross on an ebb tide because it can be kind of dangerous. And then when I come back in, I usually come in on the right hand side as well. And then I'll come back down and I'll cross between the can and the jetty. And this, I'm going out again this weekend. I'll probably post another video on me crossing just so you can get an idea of what you're kind of looking at. Yeah, just be safe. Another good thing is to, when there's fog, is to go slow and be careful and look out for other boats. Have crew members look for boats, have them look for crab buoys. Make sure your navigation lights are on so that people can see you. And if you have fog lights on your boat, that's another good idea. And then trust your electronics, but also make sure you have like an actual compass on your boat. That's another good idea. I don't have that, but I would suggest that. And then if you have radar, you can use radar. And then another part that I like to tell people is, if you want to, you can have your radio set to channel 22. Some people call it 22 alpha. And you can, this is the non-emergency line for the Coast Guard. The emergency line is channel 16. So you just call the Coast Guard on that and they'll respond. If you do call them on this for like a bar report, they don't really like that, so they'll probably tell you to go over to channel 22 and then you can talk to them there. And sometimes they'll ask you how many people are on board, and you know, when you're planning on coming back sometimes. So anyways, yeah, so hopefully that's helpful. And I'll be out there again this weekend, so if I see anybody, say hi, and let's talk some fishing, man.